And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another installment of Troy's Spotlight here at Flashback Comics in Woodbridge, Virginia. I'm Troy David, and today I'm going to be talking about some characters from the DC Universe that you have probably been enjoying on television in their television incarnations. I am currently wearing this shirt because I am a big fan of many of the DC classic characters. We're familiar with Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, but today I'm actually going to talk about two of the characters that have been gracing the CW, the Arrow, who comes from the Green Arrow comic series, and the Flash. Now, to begin with, Green Arrow first appeared way back in the 1940s in a comic called More Fun Comics. There was actually a Fun Comics, and this new title was More Fun Comics, number 73. Green Arrow appeared there, and Green Arrow would go on to guest star in some of the other titles that the DC Comics at that time, the national periodicals back then, had ongoing, like the Seven Soldiers of Victory. Green Arrow was brought back in the Silver Age of comics after a hiatus period. Many characters after World War II disappeared from publishing. The Flash, Hawkman, Dr. Fate, the Spectre, a great many of them. But they were brought back. And when they were brought back, their incarnations were dusted off. And in some cases, the characters were changed superficially. In some cases, the characters were changed greatly. In the case of Green Arrow, not a whole heck of a lot had changed, but as time would go on, the character would change a lot. Now, if you have been a Green Arrow fan, like I was a Green Arrow fan in the 1970s, you are familiar with one of the biggest changes to the character, which was in the pages of Green Lantern, Green Arrow. Oliver Queen was teamed up with Hal Jordan. Both of them had Golden Age precedents as Alan Scott and Oliver Queen, and in the Silver Age of comics, and then now we're talking about the Bronze Age. Oliver Queen took Hal Jordan on a trek across the country to get in touch with the social roots that he felt that Green Lantern had left behind. This also led into the drug issues, where we saw Roy Harper, the sidekick to Green Arrow, strung out on heroin. And we tackled some of those issues in the television series with Roy Harper and the time he was briefly on the Mirakuru drug. But so they take a lot of the comic stories and they find ways to adapt them into the television series. Now, you're probably familiar with the character Deathstroke the Terminator, who was played by Manu Bennett in the series. He comes actually from the Deathstroke the Terminator character from New Teen Titans #2. You may also be familiar with the character, now deceased, Baron Blood. Baron Blood actually also comes from New Teen Titans, issue number 21. You're probably also familiar with the character Cupid, the female archer who develops a obsession with Green Arrow as her story goes on. She appears in the Green Arrow Black Canary series, issue number 15 from 2009. And, of course, there was Merlin the Dark Archer. Merlin first appears in Justice League of America number 94. That was the first volume of that book from 1971. Merlin was also tied to the League of Assassins. He became a Green Arrow villain because of the rivalry, as both of them were archers, but he didn't start out as a Green Arrow villain. Now, going forward, Green Arrow has given us two characters which we have enjoyed on the screen. One of them is Ray Palmer, the Atom. The Atom, of course, comes out of Showcase Comics, issue number 34 from 1961. He's the second character to be known as the Atom, and is followed by his legacy antecedent, Ryan Choi. Sorry for the stutter there. The other important character, however, who spins out of Green Arrow into his own television series is Barry Allen the Flash. Barry Allen the Flash is one of the most significant comic book characters. His first appearance in Showcase Comics number 4 is generally considered to be the beginning of the Silver Age of comics, 1956. Barry was a somewhat streamlined version of the Flash, and he had a completely different costume. He was a completely different person, Barry Allen, as opposed to his predecessor, Jay Garrick. And in the show, we in fact have Wesley Allen Shipp, who played the Flash in the 1990s television series, playing Barry's father in this modern series. The Flash television show has also given us a glimpse of the Flash's Rogues Gallery. Now, that has included Gorilla Grodd from Flash 106, as well as Captain Cold, the leader of the Flash's Rogues Gallery. Captain Cold first appears in Showcase Comics number 8. Also, we have seen the Heatwave, another longtime member of the Rogues Gallery. Heatwave first appeared in Flash 140, and we've seen the Pied Piper. Pied Piper coming from Flash Comics 106. The single most important Flash bad guy, perhaps even more important than Captain Cold, however, in the television series, has been Dr. Harrison Wells. Dr. Harrison Wells is in fact an alias for a character that we know to be Eobard Thawne, who is in fact the Reverse Flash. Now, the Reverse Flash first appears in Flash 139 and goes on to be a significant nemesis for the Flash until his death in Flash 324. Reverse Flash was attempting to kill Barry's fiancée on their wedding day, and Barry found himself forced to break the neck of the Reverse Flash in order to save Fiona Webb's life. This led into a lengthy trial of the Flash and eventually led to the end of his series. Barry Allen would later sacrifice his life heroically in the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Issue number 8 was his death as he fought and destroyed the Anti-Monitor's universe-destroying antimatter cannon. Barry Allen was gone for a very, very long time, but in his absence, Wally West, his teenage sidekick, grew up and became the new Flash. Along the way, Wally encountered a Professor Zoom Reverse Flash of his own, Hunter Zolomon, who first appeared in the Flash Secret Files and Origins, issue number 3. Hunter Zolomon would be a thorn in Wally's side until his powers were taken away. His place in history was revised and he was written out. We've not seen Hunter Zolomon in the New 52 universe, but through the events of Convergence leading us into Divergence, it is entirely possible that we might see Hunter Zolomon again. Also, from the Arrow series, we are given the Suicide Squad. The incarnation of the Suicide Squad that you're probably most familiar with comes out of the pages of Legends, a series that was put forth in 1986. It was the first major limited series that DC Comics did following the Crisis on Infinite Earths. And in that, we were given the new Suicide Squad, the costume supervillains that were put together by the government to do these dirty jobs in order to get time off of their sentences. Longtime member Deadshot joins the team at that point in time. You've heard the announcement that there will be a Suicide Squad film, and that announcement has gone on to say that Will Smith will be playing the role. So there are two different versions of Deadshot to get excited about, but I am enjoying the Flash series, and I am enjoying the development of the characters in that TV series. I'm enjoying Arrow very, very much. Their character developments, their Deadshot, their Deathstroke, their Bronze Tiger, all of them. It's been really awesome. So, from me, Troy David Phillips, to you, the comic fan, that was your snippet of The Flash and the Green Arrow. Watch the shows, love the shows, come into the store and look at some comics. I'll see you next time on Troy Spotlight. Flashback Comics and Games, check out the Troy David Spotlights that appear here. Also, check out the new comic release Wednesday, our top 5 picks. Me and my co-host Kevin Goswan from comicsonline.com give you our top 5 picks for each week. And also check out the Flashback Comics and Games website. Be sure to like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter.